So you guys missed a bunch, I guess, people watching this on YouTube, but it doesn't matter because I didn't really say anything of substance anyway. We got 3 players. It's Cyclops Con, and we're playing Halfmen of Hirsute Hollow. All right, so anyhow, at the end of Sailors on the Starless Sea, uh, I'm assuming the Searles know. I don't know if you do, Eric, but
Yeah, I've played it.
okay, so you know that you're like propelled into this underground river on a magical boat. And so that's where we're going to take up the action on the boat. Actually,
Okay.
we'll even bypass that and move right into. I don't even know how long this is going to take. Normally, it takes about 3 hours, but you never know. So your boat, you'd been on the boat for a few days. What food and supplies that you had run out? Everyone has been just overcome with lethargy because of the extensive tension, because you didn't know what was going to happen, and the boat just seemed to be moving of its own volition through these dark. You probably had some lights on for a while, but realized you'd run out of oil and torches. So instead, you just went into the darkness. Thank you, whoever is doing that. I'm not watching that channel. And now as the boat is moving forward, one of you is on watch, and you can see a bluish green light just vaguely up ahead at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to just do it as a monologue because I don't want anyone to get hurt in this railroad in the beginning. And as the boat moves forward, you guys prepare your weapons because you don't know exactly what is in store for you. So let me get the characters out. Elf, wizard, and halfling. As the boat is moving forward, that's when you realize that there are some large boulders and rocks that have been placed in front of the river, and you try and slow it down and make it just in time that it crashes, but no one's hurt, and you're basically standing on a sinking ship in this river. Can everyone see where you guys are on the map?
Yep.
And so basically the river continues, but obviously your boat is destroyed. And man, I should read the box text or whatever this guy wrote. The narrow waterway you've been traversing for untold days and nights in this confounded darkness of the underrealm seems to open around you. Phosphorescent lichen puts out a soft viridian light, bathing a beach area of white sand in a bluish green hue. All right, so what do you guys want to do?
Okay. What do y'all think?
Does this beach look deserted? Like, are there any footprints or bones of things?
Why don't you make a luck check? All right, did you make it? It said you made it, so. What's your luck?
It's 13, yeah, I just got under.
Okay, perfect. Well, so it added 1 to it. So I don't know how this character sheet is going to work. I've never done it. Maybe it's just like where your information is, and then you can just roll dice normally. I don't know. So anyway, from where you are on at the boat, it does look like you can see like wood and debris and bits of sail and stuff along the edges of this beach, but it looks pretty much deserted.
Seems safe to me. I hop over the side and get off onto the beach.
All right, you should be able to move your token. So, all right, the elf Dusk jumps onto the beach. Ringo, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, given where we came from and tentacles in the water and stuff, I'm content to explore this beach and scrounge around.
All right, go ahead, jump down. What about Mondor?
Yeah, I'll definitely follow the rest of the group there. I suggest maybe we should go look over in the upper left to see what we can find over there. Yep.
All right, so I should say, Thaddeus, thanks for being in the chat and subscribing, you crazy man. Anyway, so like I said, there's like a bunch of the ship you can see is sinking into that underground river behind you, and they're at the far northern side. It looks like there is a hole up about 20 feet in the wall, and like this is like a muddy, wet, sluice cliff here. So it looks like water comes out of like a trickle in the center of that hole up above. But at some time it must have been much larger because the whole area is soaked and there's mud and even a bit of like foliage and detritus in there. So if you guys want to move somewhere, you can just go ahead and move your token.
I noticed what looks like an interesting passageway that's not muddy over here to the left, and I start to move that direction.
You find that it's just like actually some dirt and beach that has brushed up onto the wall and a bad job of making a map. There's no passage there. Sorry.
Just a depression in the wall.
Yep. And there's some sand and detritus, the debris there. I have to drop all my keywords in.
All right, I will move up towards the north, keeping an eye out for anything shiny or metallic on the way.
All right. You don't see anything shiny or metallic, but you do find like as you're moving there, you find a series of it looks like holes, like someone took a pole and stuck it in the sands of the beach. There's no pole there. There's just like the holes, kind of all around.
Does it look like the shape of my 10-foot pole?
Similar. Maybe not quite that big. Maybe they had a smaller pole.
Okay.
Ringo, you actually spot. She had talked about something metallic, but the glint of silver or gold over in this area, like a mountain. You thought it was a sail, but maybe it's like some kind of dress or something.
Hey guys, there's something shiny over this way. And then I'll wander over.
All right. So as Ringo heads over there, Mondor hears kind of a rustling sound behind him from that area, and a creature reveals itself coming up out of the out of the sand. All right, let me see if I can find it. So yeah, it looks like a massive crab of some sort. Its eyes, this light that this whole area is bathed in, it seems like its eyes are continually flickering about them. But it's probably a bit 8 feet in diameter, in size, and it kind of his eyes are kind of shifting around, and it's slowly like you're not quite sure what it's up to at this point.
Okay, so it's not approaching us or anything?
Not yet.
I'm going to move towards dusk, I think. Or I could put maybe this rock over here between me and this giant.
All right. What'd you say, Amanda? What are you going to do?
I am going to climb up on the rock that's closest to me.
Okay, so it's obviously large enough that it would be above that.
Maybe it feels tremors in the ground. I don't know.
Oh, nice. What about you, Ringo?
You did mention that it had been days since we ate, right?
If you have food on your sheet, that's how many you have left. Otherwise, you don't. Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Baltimore, so this looks like dinner to me. But yeah, I want to put myself kind of below Mondor in case this thing advances.
Oh, hey, we got some guys out there. What's up, Brent? All right, so you jump over there. And it does seem like maybe it's been a while since this creature has eaten as well. And now that people moved around, it must have been enough to make it sense what's going on. And its eyes still kind of erratic looking. It moves in that direction towards Ringo and Mundor. Let's roll initiative, because it does look hungry. If you can tell when a crab looks hungry. So you guys just, oh yeah, I'm supposed to roll a d20, right? A 5. I don't think this has an initiative bonus. Oh, a -2. So that's a 3. So Ringo is the only one that's not quite ready, even though he was hungry. What's Mondor going to do, Kevin?
Well, it's a very good question. I guess I'll cast something here. Force manipulation.
Okay. I didn't give that info. I should have. If I would have taken more time with this, I would have had that all written down. Do you already know what it does? I think it like makes.
Depending on what I roll, right?
Yeah, yeah. I should at least.
I'm hoping to, at least maybe protect myself, or if I get the right roll, damage it.
All right. Oh boy, page is it? Oh, there's ventriloquism. I have to go back one. All right, so I think you just roll a d20 and you add whatever it says on there. 13.
2, so I got a 13.
All right, here we go. So it did not fail at this point. Did you want to? Oh, did you want? Are you reading it too? You create an apple-sized sphere of force that can be hurled as a weapon immediately or remain in the caster's hand up to 1 round per caster level. It does d6 per caster level with a range of 25 feet. So you had a 13. If you went up one more, you could form a floating platform of force energy.
I'll just hold on to it and throw it at it in the next round, I think.
Okay. Awesome. What about Dusk?
I am going to sling a stone at it.
Nice. Go ahead. A 22 to hit. Nice. All right, yeah. All right, so that definitely wings into the creature. Doesn't bounce off of its bony carapace or anything like that. It didn't like it, that's for sure. As it moves forward, it is scuttles, and now you can see that its feet are what made those holes as it moves across the beach. So it still can't attack yet. Just kind of like goes right over top of that rock, and it looks like it's menacing. Maybe both of you, as it has these pincers and like a weird kind of beak on its front. So, Ringo.
Well, it seems like we've started combat, so that's fine. I don't feel guilty anymore. I'll step in and take a schwack at it. Let me ask. So when I look at this character sheet, some things have a die next to it, others don't. But it looks like Amanda, it looks like you were using some kind of macro there.
Yeah, if you press in the line that says
sword, if you go where it says melee and range, click on the one that says melee, and that should roll the dice. There should be an icon there, which for some reason is not showing up.
Roger that. Well, that's great.
All right, something didn't work because that is a 14. It might be the -1 that isn't working in there. So that hits. It looks like it -1 twice. So that is 2 points of damage.
Oh, so you're seeing different numbers than I'm seeing?
I'm just rolling my cursor over that. So it looks like the negative in there because of your strength or something, because I think you have a negative strength modifier. It must be breaking this. It must be breaking it. So.
All right, I'll roll by hand next time then.
Whatever. All right, sounds great. Do you guys usually re-roll initiative, or do you keep it as it is, or what? I'm open to whatever you guys decide.
I think normally with each fight, we keep it for that fight the same.
Perfect.
But re-roll between fights.
Nice. I think Eric should always go last anyway. So, Mondor, what are you going to do?
I'm going to throw that force ball at it.
Go ahead.
And, yeah.
It makes a big puff as it hits the sandy beach. Dusk?
Dusk chortles a lot. And then we'll sling another stone.
All right. Oh, I think that hit. Or did you break the macro for your own devices?
No,
Nope, a
it rolled a
17.
17, and I get a +2 and a +1. So
Nice. All right, so the creature seems to still be alive, which is quite unfortunate. Um, and the activities seemed to have awoken another one, and one of them is also seeming to get its bearings over here. Just kind of shaking the sand off, and it's not really noticing what's going on yet, but it's definitely been awoken. So what it's going to do is it's going to come forward. All right. And it's going to like attack with its pincers, one at each of you guys. All right. So I think +1. So the first one would be Mondor, would be a 9. I think that still hits because your agility is so bad. And the other one is a 14. Yeah. So whatever is wrong with these creatures, it doesn't seem like it's as deadly. So each of you guys take, oh my gosh, each take 4 points.
Okie dokes.
Yes, Brent, we are playing DCC for Cyclops Con. We had 3 other players, but they disappeared as soon as the game started, which was pretty weird.
So how much damage was it on Mondor?
No, one of the die was 4.
Okay. Ouch.
All right, I'm trying to read my crazy writing in here. All right, so you guys each are going to need to make an opposed strength check. They have opposed strength checks in DCC? Not usually, right? That's interesting. Anyway, so what we'll do is you can just roll your strength and add your modifier. All right, so it looks like the halfling is still grasped in its pincers, but Mondor is not. And it's kind of looks like it's ready to bring you up towards its beak to do some nasty damage to you with that hooked beak of its. But I believe it is Ringo's turn.
It is, and if only I were a warrior and could do some sort of eye stalk related mighty deed. But since I'm in the pincer, is it possible for me to draw my other sword?
Sure.
Okay, so halflings in DCC can 2-weapon fight regardless of their agility.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll give that a shot. So I'll be rolling 2 D16s to attack.
Sounds fantastic. Miss. Oh, also a miss. That's not
good. Lord.
All right, so I think that is it for this. But like I said, one of these other creatures, it still seems to be getting its bearings at this time. And just like the other one, it took a little while before it actually did anything. So I believe it is Mondor's turn.
And Ringo is still in the claws, right?
Yep. In one of the claws, yep.
Okay. What are you doing up there, Dusk? Never mind. I feel like we should run, but Ringo can't. All right, I guess I'll cast Flaming Hands. It does have a mercurial effect of necrotic damage on the nearest living creature.
Oh no.
I do have a hen, my hen in my hen pack. Might be a sacrificial hen, I guess.
I don't know. These characters came from, I just found them online. I think it came off the Goodman Games. It might be for like the Imperishable Sorceress or something. They had some
okay.
pre-gens. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to spell burn 2 points of strength also.
Okay. Oh, I'm right on flaming. It's on the same page as force manipulation. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and make your D20 and add that. Oh wait, okay. So when it actually manifests, I think we do the roll first, don't we? Yeah. Go ahead. Ooh,
Oh, the
nice.
manifestation roll, you mean?
Yeah. What's that? It does it. Did you look it up, or did you just say that it does that D6? So, all right, the hen survives. Nice. So it looks like you do at a 17, the spell produces a blast of fire that burns a single target within one range for a D6 points of damage. You can you could spend a point of luck, and it would go up to your CL, your character level. So it's only one more point, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Then we'll take it up to 18 there.
Hobbs, couldn't he spend a point of my luck?
Oh yeah, you're halfling. So I mean, you have to give it to him, I think.
Well, yeah, it's my fault I'm in this crab, so yeah, use my luck.
All right.
All right, roll a D6 plus 1. 2 points, which I don't even know why I made you roll. That's exactly what you need. All right, so Mondor casts a spell. Why don't you tell me what happened? What's it look like, Kevin, when you fry this creature?
Yeah, just a gallon of flame just erupts from my hands, and it just covers the whole body of this creature as it's cooked inside, and the aroma just fills the cavern.
It smells good.
And there's an echo, squawk, as the hen is necrotically drained of some of its energy. All right, so this creature looks like it's still kind of poking around down here. Like, I don't know if it has echolocation or what, but the light seems to have kind of blinded it. So it's not exactly sure where it's at. So what are you guys going to do?
Didn't somebody say there was a cave or something?
So up on this northern area up here on the wall, like this is all mud and from a sluice that is coming out of a hole up here. It's a large hole. It's 5 or 6 feet in diameter, up on the wall about 15 or 20 feet.
I'm gonna try casting rope work to tie this second one up.
Oh, nice. All right.
The mercurial, though, is vermin attractor.
Nice. So what does that do? Does anybody know? I don't even use mercurial magic normally. I'm sure that's horrible, but it's only the truth.
I believe it summons like 1d something creatures. Kevin's got the book.
I got a book here too, if you can tell me what page it's on.
I think it's 110-ish.
Ooh, 18. So do you have a character, or I mean, you add your bonus already?
Yeah, it's on the check is on the sheet, so it adds
nice.
the +3.
So you're all about using the sheet. So you must be a aficionado of the Roll20 DCC. I like it.
Well, I actually made
Not this sheet, I actually made another sheet for DCC and MCC.
Is that the one with all the tabs?
Yes.
Okay, I started that, but then I was like, oh, I don't know, this might be too much for some people. So I I actually made a character with that first, and then I changed it over to this sheet. Sorry, I didn't know you made it. Awesome. So 18. Rope is above. Command the rope to entangle one target. The rope rapidly loosens itself around the target, then constricts. The target makes a reflex save against a DC check to escape. All right, so it needs a 19, right? Or an 18 or more.
18 or more, yes.
All right, so yeah, this guy is all entangled up. Does the elf have 100 feet of rope? Is that why you think? Okay. All right, nice. So what do we want to do now?
Grab some of the cooked crab meat and then head up north.
All right, so it looks like, is it going to permanently stay in here? I thought I just read something about how long does it stay. I just saw 1d4 rounds, but
That was for the 14 to 17.
Okay.
18 to 19 one doesn't say that it actually disappears.
No, he's just got to make a escape with a strength or agility check. So he's constantly doing that. I'm just like deciding what his agility is here. All right. So who all you guys gonna go for some crab meat or?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm heading up a little bit more north, though. I'm near death, so I'll get away from the other one as far as.
All right. It looks like it's going to be roped up for about 3 rounds. You're guessing it's going to take about that long for it to use its pincer and beak to free itself. But yeah, so you guys are up there with Mordar after it only takes you a round to cut up some meat quick and throw it in your backpacks or your hen pack if you were Mondor. And like I say, there's this a large sluice of mud that's coming off of elevation. It's kind of hard to see those elevation lines, but you can see them up there.
Oh yeah. So it looks difficult to climb up there.
Yeah, it is. It is muddy.
I can toss you, Ringo.
I'm sure you can.
Is that?
Do you want me to toss you, Ringo?
If he takes a rope with him.
Yeah, sorry, I was just having a self-esteem pause there. Yeah, hand me the rope and throw me up if you can.
All right, so I'm down with this. I don't think it should be that hard for you to do that. And as long as he's willing, if he was unwilling, maybe we'd make a roll. But a willing halfling catapult sounds good to me. I like it. Dusk. Maybe you should make a strength check. I guess. Let's do that. That should be easy. Ooh, it's right on, right? Nice, 15. Oh no. All right. What's your strength? I guess I should ask.
My strength is 13.
13. All right. So you didn't quite make it. Ringo, you're flying and then you kind of splop into the mud very near the top ledge up there. What are you going to do? You're starting to slide down, but you could maybe scuttle up, or are you going to curse, or what's the plan? So
I think scrambling. I mean, I don't know how deep the mud is, on the incline, but I'm going to try to climb.
all right. Why don't you should make a check? You can be strength or agility.
It will be agility.
Oh, okay. So what's your agility?
11 as compared to a 7 strength.
All right. All right. So you try to crawl up there, and it's not as easy as you'd hope. In fact, something's head peeks over, and he's got like a wooden pole with like a fork on the end of it, not like a pitchfork, but just like 2 areas, and he like pushes you back down the sluice. And this is what the dude looks like. Here we go. You just get a brief view of this guy as he like pushes you back down.
Well, that was rude.
How rude!
You can hear the creature behind you starting to find its way up as its legs are poking into the sand as it wanders around trying to see. Pokes briefly at its old mate. Crab meat. All right, what do you guys do? So Ringo, you were up 15 feet and you slid back 10 feet. So you're about 10 feet up. You got the rope tucked in your belt, and there's a menacing guy up there trying to keep you down there. Apparently, food for the crabs, perhaps.
Yep, the half man's always trying to keep me down.
I thought you were.
I presume that my fellows can see this.
Yeah, they saw him come down.
Alerted to the weird pokey fork dude. Yeah, I mean, I'll slide the rest of the way back down next to Dusk.
All right, as he's doing that, Dusk and Mondor could do something. Mondor, do you want to do anything? So you see The halfling gets thrown up there, squelches up against the mud, starts to scramble up, and then someone pushes him back down.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go try to help him get back up to his feet and kind of yell up there and just say we come in peace.
Okay, nice. What's Dusk doing?
Do you want me to throw you again, Ringo?
I mean, yeah, sure.
All right, so like if she throws you up there, you might even be able to like chop the guy if you want to pull out a sword or something, because he obviously seems like he's trying to keep you down, bro. So strength
Right,
check.
yeah, I'll have the one short sword out in case I manage to get up next to him or whatever.
All right, short sword. Sounds perfect. Strength check. Dusk.
For the halflings!
Did you make it?
Yeah.
No, I can keep rolling high.
All right, so you squelch up there. You know you're 4 feet down on the thing. What are you gonna do up while you're doing that? And Mondor, you can do something too if you want. But we'll ask Ringo.
I'm just gonna go ahead and try to climb up there.
On your own? Okay. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a difficult climb. We'll say it's a DC 12. And you can use strength or agility. Up to you.
I'll use strength because my agility is terrible.
All right. Ringo, what are you going to do?
I'm 4 feet from the edge, you said?
Yeah, and this guy is starting to reach down with this pole with like, a man catcher on the end of it that he's like trying to push you off with.
I'm gonna sort of try to wave or poke. Like it's more of a poking weapon. Poke the short sword at his knee to ankle area, and just shout him, "Get back! Get back!"
All right, so you can try and scuttle up and attack at the same time if you want. So make a attack roll, and then make your other check or whatever. Ooh, so Mondor, you're halfway up this thing. Ooh, that was your attack.
Yeah.
All right, that definitely hits. Oh boy. There we go. How much damage you do?
3 points of pointy death.
Okay. So you stab at his leg. It does not kill him, and some kind of purplish ichor kind of seeps out.
Beware the halfling!
All right. Did you make your check to see if you can scramble up?
Is that agility?
Whichever one you choose. Agility or strength, yeah.
So that's maybe a no.
An 8? I thought you had an 11 strength or something.
I have an 11 agility.
11? No, that makes it. You can get up there.
Oh, we're rolling under. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you have to roll under. So Ringo makes his way up. Mondor, you're about halfway up. The guy didn't get an attack on you last time, but he has this this bone-like. You notice now that it's not wood; it's actually bone that has kind of a nodule on the end of it. All right. I guess Dusk. What are you gonna do? You're waiting.
I hear that crab coming up behind me, and I'm jumping at the ledge.
Nice. So a strength or agility test to get halfway up. Oh, but you also have a. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to roll under, am I? We're supposed to have target numbers. See, I'm messing this whole thing up, you guys. You guys are all too polite to tell me.
Well, you can do it any way you want to, though, right?
Yeah. I'm just used to that because I'm playing BX and I'm not supposed to be. But I guess it doesn't allow you to use burn things if you're trying to reach a target number. So
Sure.
I think it was a 12 is what I said it was, and so you made it. You're halfway up without having to do anything.
And oddly enough, I keep rolling 15s. I've rolled 3 15s in a row.
Is it
for
broken?
strength checks. I don't know.
Well, other people are rolling those too and getting different rolls, so I think that's all right. All right, so let's roll initiative right now because I want to see what happens with Ringo. Ooh, I got a 16. No initiative bonus.
Oh, Ringo!
Yes, nice.
Finally in the zone.
All right, Ringo, what are you going to do, Bo?
I'm going to do the old half-man shove.
All right, go ahead.
So you want me to do this just like a straight attack roll? I mean, I'm not trying to really poke him. I just want to shove him off the...
Yeah, I would just do an attack. Just do your strength roll plus your, or just do an attack roll plus your strength modifier if you have one. Yeah, it's a negative. So,
yep,
yeah.
That's fine.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right, so I'm just going to give him a check to see if he can keep his balance, which he doesn't. So the half man, he falls down. He doesn't make a sound though. Silently, just kind of falls back. His bug. I don't know if you see his eyes. Just almost look like a faceted, gemstones placed in a face. He falls back, hands waving. You see the pincher snapping as it's coming forward. Halfway up are Dusk and Mondor, so you guys just need a DC 12 strength or agility test.
No.
All right, Mondor, you're still stuck about halfway, but Dusk makes her way up there. What do you guys, the next round, it seems like you can kind of hear, it doesn't make the squelching, bloody body sack sounds that you would expect. And when you look back, it doesn't even look like it has regular organs. You can see like some kind of strange material inside. You guys can easily help Mondor up the next round, though.
Does it seem more inorganic than organic?
It's kind of hard to tell. It's the creature is over top of it. Its beak, crushing it, starting to tear it apart.
Guess the crabs don't mind it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be eating it though. Seems really aggressive whenever it finds anything. So there is, when you get up here, there is like a waterway down the center of the tunnel, and the cavern continues forward at a slight incline.
All right, let's get power up and safe. So we can roll a little.
Ooh, what the heck is going on here? Oh, it's so dim.
We've pulled you up, Mondo.
Yeah, you don't have to roll anymore. They can easily help you up. And as you move forward,
does anybody have a light source? Because it's kind of dark. I'll light my candle.
Nice.
Can Ringo see okay in the dark?
I don't.
You ask me this every time we go in the dark, Dusk.
Oh boy.
It's Mondor who can't see in the dark.
Yeah.
You and I are fine.
It's like humans don't even exist to you.
Hey, I helped you up the money.
Oh boy. I should have.
Do we? Okay.
Alrighty.
So does water actually, or something else?
What's the question?
What is these smells?
If this actually seems like water, or if this is like some kind of, I don't know, porta potty or something for these guys.
Well, I was going to ask you, like, what does it smell like, and what do we hear any sounds or anything like that?
There does seem like a low droning seeming to come out, not like a cadence of rhythmic chanting or anything like that, but just, and there's like, you can hear water dripping everywhere, and it kind of smells like old mud, and the cavern looks like this is a regular waterway that occasionally floods heavily, and so there's like mud and debris and detritus along the edges. And you can see occasional bits of foliage and the candle. Oh, who has the candle? Mondor?
Yep.
How much lighting does a candle give you?
Probably not much.
15 feet, maybe? We'll do this. All right, somebody did something, but I couldn't see what. All right, there we go. Nice. So there you have some lighting. Yeah, so and you can see that the floor is kind of sloped down in the middle. So like that's why the water is like the trail that it's following, and it's just kind of a muddy, icky morass.
All right, guys. Shall we continue on at cautious speed?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
And you can feel that it looks like there's also an just the slightest incline up. So like the passage is sloping down, which was kind of maybe what you would expect from the water as well. So Ringo sort of moved past there. Looks like there's a rough cut stairwell, and some of the water and detritus and mud is visible, kind of moving down this way.
I will listen down that passageway. Does it sound like the rhythmic noise is coming from there?
No, more. It's not necessarily rhythmic. It's more like a cacophony of droning, and you can hear water dripping all around and just kind of sounds echoing about. So this is weird. This light isn't showing up for some reason. There should be light down in here because you can't see anything down in there, right?
No, 5 feet past me, it's all black.
Oh, here it is.
There we go. I see light now.
There, let there be light. And you can also see another one of these. He looks like he is moving through, and there's a bunch of different. A short bit of natural stairs leads into a natural chamber, one side strewn with various sundries. There is a table in the middle, and it looks like one of these androgynous people is doing something with the junk that's on the table. Like he's sorting through it or something. His back is to you. There's probably going to be other shelves, and there's stuff kind of littering around the corners of the chamber. What do you guys want to do? I can't hear anyone. I don't know if it's me or what. Okay.
Is this the one that? Well, you were cutting
out for me.
Oh, I was cutting out? Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
little bit, yeah.
So, did you guys want me to repeat what the room looks like?
You said he had his back to it, or this
Yes.
person has.
Yeah, his back is to you. He looks similar to the one you saw before in the other chamber.
And he's sorting through some kind of junk or something on the table.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe we should sneak up and.
Sure, you do that.
I'm the wizard.
I'm stealthy. I'll go.
Awesome. So, why don't he seems kind of busy, and there are some sounds in here. So, if you just make a stealth check with a DC of 9.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to use the button on the character sheet.
Okay.
We'll see if that works.
Did it work?
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah. So he seems busy. The table is kind of high enough for Ringo. You can't really see what he's doing because you're short enough. But you can sneak up on him. What do you want to do?
All right, I'm gonna give him the business.
sort of double entendre.
No, the business end of the short sword. I mean,
Okay.
I was told
All I
it
heard
was
was
both a reaver and a cut purse.
All right,
Yeah.
I just heard the business end. I didn't hear the rest. I wasn't sure. All right, so go ahead, make your attack roll. All right, yeah, so that's a success. I think there might be like a sneak attack or something. Do those you guys get those? The halflings get that?
Halflings don't. I don't believe so. It's not on my sheet.
All right, so
Yeah.
what'd you say, Kevin?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, all right, so you can't do less than 1 point. Let's see how many hit points this guy has. All right, so you slice, the back of his buttock, and
So comparing in height, since we know how tall Ringo is, how tall is this guy compared to Ringo?
almost twice his size. He's probably 5 or 6 feet tall. I'm assuming Ringo's closer to 3 or 4, so maybe not that twice, but 1.5 times anyway. All right, so it seems surprised and almost methodically turns around and pulls out like a bone truncheon out of like a loop at his belt. So let's roll for initiative. Unless you guys don't want to attack, I guess. You can. If I say roll for initiative, you can still try to parlay. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed a fight or anything like that, I guess I should say. Ooh, all right, Ringo. All right, so this guy is going to take a swing at Ringo here. Misses. So all of you guys can go. Ringo first, I think. Are you attacking with both your blades or just the one?
I only had one because I was sneaking, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can pull the other one out and attack. I don't care. It's up to you. Oh, you didn't because you rolled a d20. Nice. Yeah, you hit him. Go ahead and roll damage. All right. So you slice him through the belly, and you can see, like, instead of like there is some viscous purple ichor that kind of comes out, and it is kind of has kind of a thick viscousness to it, but it doesn't have the smell. It has a different kind of smell, like an earthy smell to Ringo, and instead of like intestines, like a purpley intestines from like the blood, it looks kind of more like an accordion tubes that are inside of his stomach. All right, Dusk.
Okay, I will run up and
Try to hit it with my long sword.
Okay. Oh, I think he just missed. You want to spend a point of luck?
Sure, I'll spend a point of luck.
All right. So what happens when you Dusk sprints up there?
So I slip a little bit on some of the purple goo, but I keep sliding forward, and I catch myself long enough to swipe him across his chest with my sword.
Nice. Yeah. So you chop through his chest, and
I fall onto the table.
I didn't hear that part. What flopped onto the table?
I said, and then I flop onto the table.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Brush into it from being slippery. What's Mondor doing? He's dead, and it doesn't look like a heart inside there, but it does have something. It looks almost like a weird cube that has these hoses attached to it, and it seemed to be pulsing slightly, and then the ichor kind of pumps out and just kind of falls out of the wounds as the creature collapses at Ringo's knees.
Yeah, let's go on in there and taking a look at this contraption.
The creature, the half-man,
Yeah.
if you will. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you? I feel like I pretty much
Well,
described everything.
I mean, what was he like looking at? And
Okay.
Stuff that you.
There is a table there, and there's a bunch of stuff on the table. You can search around on it if you'd like.
Yeah.
All right, roll a d6. Is anyone else searching around?
I will also search around.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's toss the damn ring.
All right, Ringo's climbing up on stuff, looking around. All right, so all you guys can roll a d6. Okay, so one of you finds a wooden box. Another is a working compass. And the third is a clay, like a clay salve thing where you can just twist off the lid and there's probably something inside. So it's like a circular, a small cylinder squat jar, pretty much.
Hmm.
You should smell that. You like to smell things.
Yeah, we should see what that salve is. I'll take a look at it, and maybe smell it and put my finger.
All right, so you guys have all seen some pretty strange things in the fall of your companions in that horrible castle on the hill. And why don't you make an intelligence check with a DC of 5? Oh, easily. This reminds you of some poultice back at, or a healing salve. It must be some CBD oil infused with essential oils. And you can rub this on your wounds. It'll take a few minutes, but it will heal them a D6. And there's 3 of them in here. You could use 3 times this salve.
All right. Who's heard? I mean, I heard the CBD cures almost anything. So
That's
Are
right.
you so wounded that you forgot you're wounded?
no, I am, but I want to make sure everyone.
Dust shrugs and opens up the wooden box.
All right.
All right. So I'm in chat now. We are playing Dungeon Crawl Classics for Cyclops Con. We are doing the adventure Halfmen of Hirsute Hollow, which I should say was edited by Scott Hobbs. He did a really bad job. He did not get paid it. He got paid too much, I should say. All right. So if you just want to roll a d6, it's d6 plus 1. I don't know if I said that. And it's not something you could use in combat. It's out of combat only. All right, so
Yeah, I'll use it on myself. Yeah.
Okay. So what did I say? One person. Oh, you found a working compass. We'll say that's what Dusk found. And looking through this, Ringo, you actually found this wooden box that looks to be hinged, so like it can open up backwards. So it's only maybe like 4 by 4 by 4.
Well, that could contain, either something valuable or something to melt faces.
That's right. What a surprise!
All right. Well, let's do the open it away from a face.
All right, you open it up, and it seems almost immediately sounds comes out of it, quite loud.
It's a beautiful day in the game.
Wait, what came out of it?
Sound. Did you hear the sound that came out? Could you hear it? No, you guys probably can't hear it. It sounds like some kind of really loud cacophony with a kind of a screeching voice in it. It's this kind of like making yelling. You shut it right away, and then the sound stops.
Yep.
Oh. A sonic weapon of some kind.
I like your elf.
And if you open it again, does the sound come out still?
Do you open it again, Ringo?
Oh, I'm happy to hand it to the magician if he wants to fiddle with it. This is his.
Sure, I'll look into it. I mean, I'll actually look inside of
Would
it.
you be one? Could you be one?
Number hasn't learned
All right, so
after the
yeah, the music, like, it seems like it starts immediately as you open it, and it just looks like kind of a roundish. There's like it's wooden, and then around the wood is kind of like a black circular image with another circle inside of it, and you can actually see that it's kind of moving a little bit as the music comes out, or the sound comes out, I should say.
Curious. Okay.
Do you shut it?
Close it.
Yeah, because it keeps on going the whole time. It pauses. It goes for maybe 30, 40 seconds. It pauses and then it starts up again as you were looking at it.
Yeah, I'll close it and hand it back.
What direction we're facing with my new compass?
The north looks to be this direction. All right, so I should also say it looks like there's a bunch of different strange knickknacks and weird objects all about. On this side, you can start to see. All right, dusk as you're looking around. Oops. I don't know what I'm doing here, making mistakes. All right, so as you look around, what you do see is it look like on the northern area of this wall, you check your compass, you're trying to figure it out, it points to the north, and so when you look this way, it looks like there is occasionally some greenish lichen that is like giving off a phosphorescent light. It's probably viridian light actually, so kind of a bluish green light. But on this side of to the northern area, on the northern part, it looks like there's moss all along way more heavier on the walls on the northern side of the chamber.
So only the stuff here
In like the south is glow.
Yeah.
The stuff on the north is.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look like the same stuff from this distance.
I will go over here and scrape a little bit off, or see if I can scrape some onto my 10-foot pole, and then see if like the pole will glow.
Just where it is, it just looks like some kind of phosphorescent lichen. Oop.
Does it still glow when it's removed from its?
For a little while, but then it fades. All right, Ringo, roll a d6. 6. All right. I don't know what surprise is, but when you guys are watching Dusk do all this, it seems like another one of these guys approaches from the north, and as soon as he sees you guys, he doesn't say anything. Maybe he was drawn by the strange cacophony from the box, but he has a truncheon in his hand, so you guys have to roll initiative. Beat a 3. All right, everyone but Dusk go before the creature. Mondor, you are healed because, like I say, it just takes a few minutes. You guys search around in here.
So I have to apologize. Earlier, I looked at the wrong spell. I actually don't have flaming hands.
That's all right. Well, just take off.
It was a chill touch.
All right, just remove chill touch and put flaming hands. I do not care.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. Casting flaming hands again.
Ooh, nice. So yeah, let's do it. Are you burning? Spell burning at all?
No, just
Ooh.
no, and oh man.
All right, so you can spell burn 1 point and not lose the spell, or you could push in a bunch of luck.
Yeah, I'll spell burn some strength.
Okay, Ringo moves forward.
Yeah, I'm went with the 2-weapon fighting, but unless he's got a 10 AC.
Oh, you already attacked. I see. I didn't even see it. Nice. Did you want to? You get a second attack as well, too, right? Oh, you did too. One of them was a 2. It's hard for me to see when I see that D16. It just doesn't make sense. All right. So at the same time, all right. Ringo is closest, and Dusk. You can make your action right now, but he is swinging at Ringo. All very very efficient of his movements, and he doesn't make a sound with his mouth, and it's impossible to see like which direction he's looking out of these strange, large, faceted eyes that they have. All right, misses. All right, Dusk drops her the thing and ping slings him. It looks like it is, I believe. Where are we at here?
That Hobbs is a critical miss.
He needs to roll on the critical failure table.
Oh, you're
Fumble.
right. I forgot about that stuff. See, I do have my sweet Jeremy Durham book. Let's see what happens here. If I can find the fumble table.
First fumble of the game.
Yeah.
It is. Don't feel bad. On the Starcrawl game on Friday night, my first attack was a fumble, and then my powered weapon blew up.
All right. So, what's the normal fumble table? I guess I should look up something in here that's similar. Because I don't know if I put that. Maybe I wrote it in here when I wrote the book. Nope. That would have been smart. What's the normal fumble table? Is like a D6? What is it? Does anyone know?
Yeah, like, usually it goes by your armor.
Yeah, doesn't really wear armor. Oh, it's D4 then, right? Yeah, D4 if no armor. So someone want to roll a D4, see what happens?
Their EC would equal to like regular armor.
Well, I mean, it's the skin that they have is thicker and a little more dense than.
Yeah.
So you can make it D6. I don't care. Do D4 plus 1. That'll make it that much worse. Kevin, are you rolling?
Oh,
Anyone can roll. I don't care. Just roll a D4. Ooh,
4.
All right, so he misses so bad, his bone truncheon. Ringo jumps to the side and breaks on the ground. All right, so I think it is Mondor's turn.
I will try Flaming Hands again.
Ooh, nice.
I'll just let it be lost this time.
Oh, no flaming hands. All right, nice. All right, so Ringo.
All right, we'll try again.
Oh, 2 hits. Roll damage. So is the 16 a critical then or not because it's a D16?
Actually, it is a critical.
All right, so you can go ahead and roll on the critical table if you want to. If you care, otherwise it doesn't really matter because it's dead anyway.
Let's skip it this time because I don't know which table. Well, it's all the same table for.
It's on your sheet.
Right, for little characters.
I wrote it on your sheet what the critical table is. But you can just tell us what it does. How's that sound?
Sure, yeah. He overextends and breaks his bone club on a rocky outcropping or whatever, and Ringo slides underneath his outstretched arms and just guts him with the short sword.
Ooh, nasty.
Allowing, accordion bits to fall.
Yeah, accordion-like tubes tumble out after you've sliced open this creature's thick hide. All right, now what do you guys do? Oh, you know what?
Where did he come from?
It's 7:30. It's a 3-hour session. So if you guys want to take a bio break, like 3 minutes or something, sounds fantastic to me.
All right.
I gotta get a drink. All right.
Okay.
I'm here. So whenever you guys get back, let me know.
Ready to roll.
And like a steak.
Amanda's not quite back yet.
No problem. I was tempted to get more chili, so. Eric, this is what you haven't you played one time with me before, but you didn't even remember. So I'm really up on these rules. Can you tell?
You know what? It's not about the rules, Hobbs. It's about the rulings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
see?
here.
I'm mostly questioning that chili. Is that vegan?
Of course.
So what goes in a vegan chili?
Same stuff as regular chili, just no meat.
No, I'm seriously asking because when I make chili, it's just meat.
We got some tomatoes, corn, like we got garbanzo beans, pinto beans, like black northern beans, some finely cut up carrots,
Okay, gotcha. All right, so nothing too weird. I mean, the carrots are
onions.
pushing it, but it's not like a big bowl of cauliflower
No,
with chili seasoning that you're pretending is chili. Okay.
no. It's really just, I mean, it's seriously chili with the same seasoning. It's veggies with the same seasonings. There's just no burger or steak or anything in there.
Got it.
Kind of like a thick vegetable soup with chili seasoning. So that was interesting that those guys came and then left. I don't know. Like I said, I've never
Yeah, I
seen
don't
that
know
happen.
I don't know if they lost power. Like I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah, because they left like both at the same time, so that was weird. Normally, power outage or internet outage.
Who knows? Who knows? All right, so you guys
They got voice camera shy.
maybe that's what I hope. I guess I'm pretty sure that I had said in the email that we were going to stream, but maybe not. I don't know. Anyhow,
Did
okay. Anyhow, you guys are doing great. Everyone is still alive, so that's fantastic. And you can go ahead and look around the room if you want to. I think I have some spooky music if you guys feel like it's too quiet. Maybe it wasn't.
Well, we need to secure this northern edge, right?
Yeah, what? Where did that guy come from the north?
Ah,
All right, so when you get closer up there, Ringo, you can see that the moss or whatever it is on these, it actually looks like little cilia on either side of the walls and the ceiling, and it's kind of seems to be like undulating very slowly. Like at one point, all the cilia will be pointing like towards the light, and then it'll wave away from that, and it just kind of goes down, and you can see it goes all along the walls as the stairs go down deeper into this passage.
this is kind of creepy, guys.
And super
You should-
gross.
touch one, Mondor, for science.
I'm a wizard, not a scientist. All right, should we go further in? I mean, it's the only way out of here.
Absolutely. Into the fuzzy cave.
What could go wrong?
Don't touch the walls.
I mean, maybe it's just kind of, wants to cuddle.
Oh, hey, Mondor, can I have one of those poultice wraps before we go?
Oh, for sure, yes.
Because I feel like I should be my most wonderful self.
Yeah, be the best you that you can be.
With D6 plus 1 on those, right?
Yeah. We have one left.
Perfect.
Anyhow, so you put on the mama's ointment, and your wounds heal up, and the passage beckons. The cilia on the wall slowly, silently undulating. The candle flickers with a little bit of wind, but the cilia seems to have its own undulate of its own mind.
Carefully avoiding it as we go through.
Don't look at it.
Yeah, we're definitely being cautious not to touch the walls.
I'm in my happy place.
Okay. As you guys are going down the stairs, I guess I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, we can see over to the left.
Okay. So yeah, you probably really shouldn't be able to see it until you get down a little farther. It should be going by your sight, but I don't know what I did wrong. I set up one of the things wrong, probably.
We'll pretend like we don't see it.
All right.
So is the cilia all along, even as we turn the corner here?
Yes. It continues. It's all covered.
Do we feel like it's beckoning us to go this way?
For sure, it's beckoning you. So as Ringo comes, so you guys are going down, the hall continues, or the chambers continues to go down, and this room is filled with vegetation, and it's not the same light that you saw before. The light seems to be diffusing somewhere from the ceiling. All right, the chamber is topped by a heady dome. You can't see that dome, I guess, so the ceiling would come because you're in a chamber, right, that is at the floor, and you can see that it opens up pretty wide and large, though, and it looks like daylight seems to be filtering in from somewhere in the room, as well as you can see water just seems to be everywhere, and it's filled with vegetation, and all of the vegetation, though, seems to have like a light whitish moss on it, and also inside there is a massive undulating worm with a woolly coat, and flying about are these large gigantic villuous moths covered in spines. And there's also a few of these these half-men. They have like machetes, and they're like cutting down some of the vegetation, and they're like working on it. So this whole chamber is filled with vegetation. What kind of armor? Does anyone have any armor on in here?
Nope.
I have leather, I believe.
Okay, sweet. This is like the greatest adventuring group ever.
No armor, no warrior. No cleric.
Yeah, I have leather armor on.
We barely made it from out from under the keep.
Hey, this
Hobbs,
armor was
what-
probably somebody else's, so.
Oh, absolutely.
Eric, did you say something?
What? Yeah, I was going to ask, what's the wormy thing doing? I mean, besides predicting a heavy winter.
It seems just to be moving. It's probably munching at some of this vegetation.
Okay.
And where is it at? In the room?
Where's what?
Where is the fur worm at?
Right, you see it. It's that big.
It's the four square thing.
All right.
So you guys are all kind of up there around Ringo, kind of peering into there. This is a giant woolly worm. Like these are the moths flying around, and then these are the. And this room is full of vegetation, and if some of it's tall enough that you can maybe only see the upper portion of the halfmen, but the worm is massive, and the moths are flying around, landing occasionally on like on a gigantic, weird, prehistoric-looking flower.
I don't know, guys. This is kind of terrifying. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah. Well, I could cast sleep on them.
There you go.
Really? That's it? No other ideas?
We'll see what happens. I can try to maybe distract them. Have they seen us yet?
It doesn't seem like they're paying any attention to you guys at all. They're busy doing it, whatever, this strange insectoid and hairy fauna is doing about this weird hirsute flora. And so, like, there's like tall grass and cats, like cat and what am I thinking of? Cattails, yeah, cattails are up. So the foliage is high. You guys could possibly sneak around in here if you so desired.
Yeah, maybe we could just completely sneak around and kind of hook it to the right there or something.
Oh, can we see that sort of potential passage at the north there, Jason?
I guess I don't know which one you're talking about. Yeah, sure, why not? If you snuck up a little more, you'd see it. Someone can see it. That's who's the lighting is using, I think. But
got it.
Yeah, we can try sneaking over there. If it fails, I will be at the ready with my sleep spell. If we manage to not actually sneak past.
All right, I'm content to give it a shot. Shall I sneak first?
Sure. Really does.
I guess I'll ever be.
All right, so Hobbs, my goal here is to sort of. I mean, I can't really see the right-hand wall, but I'm trying to stay away from these folks, right? But obviously, as the terrain requires, I'll move around stuff.
okay,
So I'll make a sneak roll.
sure. So that's a D20, and it's added right to your. That's not a very good roll.
No, it's not.
So the rest of the group, you guys lose sight of Ringo, and you could probably you're gonna put your torch out, so you guys are gonna have to be at least up to here so you can see. Are you putting out your candle for now?
Yeah. I'm just kind of making sure I stay close to the ones that can see.
Okay, so yeah, Ringo moves into the area. Not sure, but something must have drawn one of these moths, and the droning that you could hear was likely the moth echoing around in this chamber. And the ceiling, now that you're inside here, Ringo, is a dome way above, and the light seems to be coming out of a hole that looks to be above here in the dome. So it kind of like goes like a cone that's kind of skewed over to that end of the southern edge, and that's actually like a ledge that is visible with a tunnel on it. So that's about 40-50 feet high, and the ceiling is even higher than that, like 100 feet high. And there's like mud and all sorts of things like hanging off of this and dripping down its side, and water dripping all around in here. And the whole area seems like the water is diffused, the light is diffused up above from something. It's actually quite bright if you look up there, but you're sure it's not the sun. At this point, nothing has noticed. What do you do, Ringo, when the droning creature starts to approach you?
Get flat and be quiet.
All right, so it seems to be flying around here for a little while. It looks like Dusk and Mondor started to edge closer. What did you guys do when that colorful moth started to fly over?
Just froze, ready to cast my spell.
Yeah, freeze frame.
Like, oh shit!
What kind of
Stop.
weapons does Ringo have?
2 short swords and a sling.
Okay, and it's a single sword for um, Dusk.
Yeah, Dusk has a long sword and a sling.
All right. So it does not seem to mess around too much. Once it's over here, though, it seems to lot. You can see that there must be like a vein of some sort of coppery metal that's there, and it seems to fly over and land at that, and it seems to be like spitting something on it and then sucking that in over on the wall, about 20 feet high. One of these guys has a big, large armful, or like maybe it's some kind of basket, and he's got a machete off of his, and he starts carrying it up the hallway.
Can you repeat that, Jason?
Yeah, did I like freeze up or something?
Your audio did for me.
That is weird. All right, so the moth found a coppery vein on the wall and is like spitting something on it and then slurping up that spit. And then one of the humanoids had a big bundle of like some sort of stalks that it had cut out of the vegetation and carried it up the cavern to the north.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to do now, Ringo?
Don't use your metal weapons.
As long as the thing's not directly overhead, I'll continue trying to sneak belly crawl toward that aperture.
All right, make another stealth roll. Man, these are not good rolls, sir.
But I'm consistent.
That's good. Consistency.
He's getting better.
Consistency is key. So Ringo belly crawls through the foliage and the leafy grass-like stalks that are abundant on the floor of this. And you can, amongst the veins and all around, you can still see these cilia, and they seem a little thicker, and they're still kind of undulating around the room, glistening with moisture. All right, that guy has moved up, and you guys see Ringo over to the other side. What are you guys going to do now?
I will try to slowly follow
over to him.
Same. I'll do the same.
All right, so you two, why don't you guys, we'll use dexterity, I guess. Or, I mean, you choose. How are you sneaking across? Are you trying to be as smart as possible using all the cover? Are you just trying to be dexterous and not step on something? Just like pick one of those attributes and decide. And then you need it's all it is a 5, because there's so much happening in this room. Things aren't really attracted to you unless you do something really overt.
I'm trying to use my intelligence to like essentially sneak hide my way over there.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm also doing the same, just making sure I don't step on anything looking ahead of me.
All right. All right. Oh no, Mondor.
Oh, no.
You can burn a point of luck if you want.
He was my favorite wizard friend.
Snap!
Did you burn a point of luck or no? Can you hear me?
What was that?
Wow, that's weird. Do you want?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's I'm
What was
usually,
it?
usually my vocals are perfect.
It could be either us or maybe Discord's being slammed or something. Yeah, if I can avoid being heard, I'd like to burn a point.
All right, perfect. So I don't know why your light is still on. That's weird. Anyway, who cares? Do I sound better now?
It still seems to be cutting out a little bit.
Wow, you guys are too. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, it's we're getting occasionally like Discord showing a really bad connection, and then it gets better and worse.
Wouldn't you know it? I thought about using Zoom, but I don't have a paid account. And it's only 40 minutes, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't matter, right? Okay, so
Exactly.
you guys sneak through this cacophony of droning and all of the excitement of these creatures doing whatever it is they're doing in that massive hollow. Now, what do you do? Oh, I can't hear anything.
I'm still with you, Hobbs.
Okay,
Yeah, I can hear you guys now.
what do you guys want to do now?
Let's just continue sneaking on, or yeah, maybe we should still be stealthy.
Are the walls still covered in that stuff?
Yeah, and it's getting as you move into this, it's actually longer now. Like it's almost impossible to make your way through the cavern without touching it. So it's almost like hanging down from the ceiling. So there's only maybe an area that's about 2 feet wide and 6 feet tall in the center. Even though the walls would be larger than that, you have all these long cilia that are kind of undulating along, waving slowly back and forth.
I guess I'll turn like more sideways, and kind of like shuffle down that way.
Okay.
Yeah, the consensus is to push on a little further.
What other choice do you have in this choo-choo?
Get on the caboose and enjoy the ride. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and actually touch the hairy, mossy stuff. And just kind of
All right,
run my hands through.
it feels soft and luxurious, like the greatest of tresses, and where you kind of put the ones around kind of pause. Like say you touch some of it, and like in that foot area, and that they kind of like draw towards you and kind of like caress your arm.
It feels really good, guys. You should give it a try.
Right before it eats your face.
Mondor, you hear a wispy voice in your mind. Come, come, traveler. It has been long since I have seen another.
And it's just like I hear this in my head. Or...
Yes, you hear it in your head, and like all of the cilia around you, it all kind of stops undulating and kind of just shifts in one direction.
The direction we're going.
Yeah, this direction.
Hey guys, I pull my hand away from the wall. I'm not sure if we should really be doing this, but we should find a different way out.
All you guys saw, all the cilia, instead of waving, it just kind of points up there. You know, just kind of turns turgid and is all pointing in one direction.
Well, our other option would be to go back the way we came to that initial passage and keep going, north-ish, right?
I think Northist might have taken us to where that drop off is.
Well,
in this
let's
other
just
room.
be aware. I just get a really weird feeling from this stuff on the walls here.
Onward and upward.
We press on.
Maybe we could sell fake beards made out of this stuff.
Yeah, or wigs.
So you can see that there is a soft glowing light coming from the north. And there is also an exit or a different hallway that leads to this direction to your right, Ringo.
What's around the corner?
You want me to look around to the corner to the east?
Yeah.
You can see that there's like looks like pieces of foliage that might have dropped off of something that had been hacked up from that hacked like with a machete, not with out of someone's throat, like not a hairball. And all of the wall cilia and stuff definitely looks thicker to the north than it does this direction.
And this way. Is it moving or is it?
Yeah, it's gone back to moving. It seems to just be in that soft undulation once more.
What do you guys think? North, or you want to check this side passage, or could be the main passage?
I mean, the side passage does seem safer because there's less fuzzy walls, but I don't know.
Sure.
North?
Are you guys going? Which way are you guys going?
Let's go north. There's a light from up there.
Okay.
That's logical.
Go to the light.
Totally good.
Lost to a flame.
All right. Go ahead and move your tokens if that's where you're going. So it's impossible not to touch the cilia. It's so thick, and it's like beaded curtain almost hanging, and you can see this luminescence kind of coming through. But you can see well enough to see this. So inside that chamber, it looks like there's a massive head in the center of the chamber, and it's hanging from the ceiling by its hair. And the head is so large, but the body is just shrunken and shriveled beneath it. And the head kind of turns when you guys come. Hey! His mouth opens grotesquely wide. Welcome, travelers. It's been so long. It certainly sounds exactly like the voice that you heard. The color of the hair hanging off of its head is exactly the same as the color of the weird cilia that you've seen all over in these tunnels. And there are little antechambers that are kind of offset inside the room. And there is also one of these dudes with the heavy manes genuflecting in front of this central head.
It looks like Beavis.
And you said this in common, I guess? Like, we all understood it?
Yeah, you guys all understood it. It did seem like an affected accent that you don't recognize where from.
And the rest of this room looks like, I mean, if it's according to this picture, we see all kinds of strange things in here. It looks like it may have been man-made partially or something.
Yes, there's definitely areas inside the chamber that are man-made and some different weird artifacts from who knows when. Come forward. Do not tarry.
It's the luxurious one. With the fine hair.
I'll go forward, but like I'm still hugging like the wall.
The wall where it's the cilia is.
Why are you doing that?
Outside of the.
Okay.
It does look like there is a small spiral staircase leading up in the back of the chamber, but there are different areas inside here as well. You can basically see like four different alcoves sectioned off. One of them has kind of like, if you can see the picture, if you look back at the picture that I showed you, it has actually like a large kind of metal looking vehicle. Another one has like some kind of weird golem. And there's also a sword that is like the pommel and the, I don't know, the thing that goes across there on the hooks. And then there's some weird Preolithic type of stone tablets hanging about in the last fourth chamber. The creature that's below, the shrunken bodied and the gigantic head, is just kind of, it's all the way, his head is down, and his arms are forward, like totally genuflected towards it, like he's almost worshiping this central strange figure in the chamber.
Yeah, I'll step forward and bow my head and just say greetings.
Welcome, insignificant gnat. What may I call you by?
I am Mondor.
Inconceivable.
What shall we call you? What should we call you by?
I am the greatest of all adventurers and travelers. I am Nuliaj Kernib. Some call me Lord Kernib. You have no capacity to comprehend the sheer vista of my cognizance.
He obviously doesn't stretch his arms. He doesn't even seem like he has the use. But as he's talking, his head shifts around kind of the chamber, bouncing up and down on the hair. So while Mondor is speaking, what is Dusk doing?
Dusk is inching around towards that sword.
Okay. What about Ringo?
Oh, I'm happy to converse.
You guys can. So it's kind of like maybe dipped in a light bowl that kind of goes under, and you can see like there's some stalagmites and stalactites about the chamber, but it's all covered in this weird cilia that's kind of, it seems to, now it's not softly undulating, it seems to move to pinpoint or to emphasize Kernib's words when he speaks.
Oh, a wee one as well. Even more insignificant. What is half of insignificance, I do wonder.
He leaves it open. It could be a rhetorical question, or you could answer it if you wish.
Ringo offers, I'm sure any philosophical answer that my tiny brain could muster would pale beyond whatever your answer would be, O Lord Kernib. Please tell us, enlighten us in our ignorance. How did you come to be here?
All good things, even one such as well-traveled in myself, must come somewhere to rest. And here it is, I rest here, in my wonderful chambers with many of my greatest trophies. How did you little gnats
Come here, Dusk. We'll say that the sword is like right here. You can get to the sword if you'd like. It is it's like a wickedly edged weapon of maleficence. It's edged on one side. It looks kind of like a falchion, but it's a two-handed weapon. And it's covered in runes, and the hilt comes off, with the sides, and on each end it looks like it has some kind of demonic looking horned visage, and the hilt is wrapped with leather and gold.
It makes my little chaotic heart sing.
For sure. And as Kernib, his head spins quickly on the hair.
Oh, I see you have found gold. Beware its maleficence, gnat.
And he doesn't seem to be too concerned about you, and turns back to Mondor and Ringo.
You haven't spoken since you first entered. Did you give your names so I know a way to delineate you from each other? Hello?
You can call me Lady Nattington.
Lord S, perhaps? Well, very well, lady. What about the rest of you?
Yes, I'm Mondor, as I said earlier. The Great One.
I see. Given the preponderance of patience, I would recall what you said, but I lack that particular virtue. In fact, I've grown rather weary of speaking to you already, Nats. His head seems to be bouncing around a little more emphatically. The cilia around the chamber gathers together to form like fists and then ungathers, like knotted ropes with the ends being like heavy nodules that are a little more turgid than the rest of them. Does Ringo answer?
Yeah, he says, I'm just insignificant Ringo. Even my father called me that. But Lord Kern, if we're disturbing you by our presence, surely you could just indicate the way out, and we'd be on our way.
There is no way out. And why would you want to leave anyway? I feel you've met my creations, I presume.
Yes, wonderful creations. They really show off your magnificence.
Indeed. Is Dusk do anything with the sword?
You know you want to.
I want to give Lord Kernib a lovely haircut.
Do you grab the sword?
Oh yes.
All right. So you do feel a tingling of consciousness from the blade. Who grabs me now? He says. It seems like a bit of seduction in the term, and you can hear this in your brain from the Falgian. It reminds me of that time when Conan gripped his own blade, a hardy wench on his arm.
They call me Dusk.
Oh, hello, Dusk. Hello. Much better than the dawn. Have you ever read Conan?
You're killing me, Hobbs.
Does this go well with the whimsy conversation that we had the other day, Eric?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the satire's there. Yeah.
Which do you prefer, Edgar Rice Burroughs or Howard? You can hear this in your mind, Dusk.
Good question.
Does anyone else want to do anything? There is the strange, boxy-looking thing of metal that's on wheels, and there's also like a large golem.
How many of his followers are in this?
Just one, and it has not moved. It's still down, almost in like that genuflecting pose.
Okay.
There's actually probably a yoga term for that, but I can't think of it. It's not downward dog. I know that.
Well, Mondor, you're the wizard. Do you want to pick one of these things to take a look at, or?
Yeah, I'll go examine the golem.
Okay, so
If he's leading us to our own device.
yeah, he even says,
Perhaps you should take some time to look at my trophies. They're most impressive. Not nearly as impressive as my own intelligence and sheer capacity for understanding, but impressive nonetheless.
so it almost like for you, it looks like a heavy astronaut suit with maybe like a diving helmet on top of it. Uh, when you, it doesn't like it looks like it has like some kind of milky screen, but they're cracked and it looks like it's old and has some serious issues. But like on its belt, it looks like there is like a baton on it that has like a number of buttons on it.
Like a wand.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, great one. Where did you come upon such a wonderful device as this golem?
That was my time jumper suit. I've been more places and more times than you have defecated since your mother whelped you, whelp.
Do you know how many times and places I've defecated?
He's
Indeed.
defecated a lot.
Indeed, exactly, Nat.
So you go over to check this strange vehicle.
Yeah, I'll wander that direction.
All right, so it looks like the vehicle is pretty large. So this area here, where the alcove is, where the vehicle is kind of set back. But as you approach it, you can see that the side of the box is emblazoned with some kind of arcane symbology. It looks like a giant water drip, and it has some kind of runes on the side. Unfortunately, you don't understand them. But above it, it looks like there is a large, I shouldn't say large, almost like two mechanical looking arms. And you can hear a voice, but it seems like it's cracked a little bit. And the arms kind of seem like they come to life jerkily. And you can kind of hear a cracked speaker say,
Wax on, wax off.
and it kind of shifts counterclockwise and clockwise and to keep you away as you move up towards it. I kind of wish I could see your guys' faces.
Yeah, I don't want to fight this thing.
All right,
So if it's trying to keep me away, I'll stay back for now.
If I have time, I would like to cast Comprehend Languages. And maybe go over and look at the writings on that vehicle.
all right, sure.
I can read one terrestrial language for one turn.
Okay. It looks like it says Mr. Goodwater. It takes good water to make great water.
This belonged to some kind of aquamancer or something.
Oh gosh, something. I don't know.
Well, what do you think of my trophies?
Do any of them work?
Of course, everything works perfectly.
Then
How long have you been in this case?
let me try your time suit. I just want to see what it looks like and feels like from the inside.
You can see some of the hair on the wall kind of shifts away, like it beckons you to go ahead and mess with it if you'd like.
I don't know if he's going to be so willing.
Well, you never know how much time we have to use, so.
True. I'll somehow I'll find a way, if possible, to kind of climb inside of this suit there.
So when you do, you feel that it was quite obvious that Lord Kernib was lying, because any attachments or latches that you find seem to be fused with age, and none of the buttons seem to do anything. They don't seem as well in nearly as good a shape as that wand that you pulled off the belt. In fact, you're pretty sure that's all that you can find there that has any value.
Yeah, I'll take it and start examining it.
Okay. All right. So it seems like as time goes on, you can see that Kerbin's. Now I forgot how to pronounce the dang name. Kernib. Kernib is becoming agitated, and his the whispers of Goad are continually murmuring about some strange authors and books, and maybe dreams of its early past in Dusk's brain. But eventually, Kernib, kind of shouts out, and you guys can hear it in your minds as well as auditorily.
Enough! My patience has worn thin. It is time for some excitement. And the creature that has been, in downward dog rises almost instantly, and you can somehow even see some malignance gleaming in its eye as it pulls its bone truncheon out. What are you guys gonna do? It's obvious that whatever was keeping this maddened creature with a shrunken body has it's ended its time of messing around waiting for you all.
It's time for a haircut.
All right.
Yeah, I point this stick at the thing and press mash buttons, I guess.
All right, you can see that the end of it seems to kind of get a strange glow to it, like a crackling glow, but nothing fires out from it.
Take that.
He cackles. Let's roll for initiative, eh? Ooh, beat a 2.
Wow.
Oh, it's actually a 6. So this must be the big finale. This guy's a badass.
Ooh.
Or he used to be. All right, so it seems like you guys rolled bad, didn't you? Only Ringo acts first. The crackling subsides as you move away. All right. So what does Ringo do?
So this thing with the arms that I first thought was a vehicle, does it still look like, a vehicle? Or, does it look like a carriage, like there's a place to pilot it?
Possibly, but you'd have to fight past these strange mechanical arms.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do both at once. All right, I'll move to engage the half-man then.
Okay, you could fight the thing hanging down, because sometimes he's down and sometimes he's up. You could attack it if you wanted to, but you can definitely engage the half-man, so go ahead and do that.
Okay. All right, 2 weapon fighting again.
Okay. Ooh, another critical. Nice. What critical table do you roll on?
Let me check the sheet here.
20.
I have a crit die of D8, and it's critical table 3.
Okay, nice. So roll a D8. I think that's modified by your luck if you have one. Ooh, an 8.
Yep.
Do you have a luck modifier?
It looks like it included it.
Okay. Holy cow. So roll a D6. All right, so Ringo, steps on, kind of does some parkour off of some of these stalagmites on the ground, and the blade of one of his short swords carooms off of the half-man's skull, and it's the gleam in its eye dulls almost instantly as it crumples at his feet.
Nice.
All right. What? No! And some of these hairs form into one of those modules and shoot across the room at Ringo. Because I think it's up, right? Kernib's up. Oh, yeah. He fumbled his hair.
Awesome. Tangle.
What does that mean?
They dread up together.
The dreaded hair attack has caused some problems. All right. All right, somebody roll a D4. A 1. All right, so yeah, he just kind of shifts around and caresses Ringo in the tattered ends of the knotted. Doesn't seem to do anything. So you guys go. Dusk, are you trying to give a haircut?
Yeah.
All right. So the goad, the malignant sword in your hand, whispers to you, nothing is more deadly than cunning wit. Verbalize it, and perhaps I will assist you, depending on how cunning or how cutting your wit can be. So basically what he's saying is you can use insults, and the more cutting the insults are, the more powerful the sword is.
Okay.
That's awesome.
It's like an insult off right here. It's not a dance off. This isn't Doug, but I do insult offs. So.
All right. She's actually going to swing at Carnib's his hair, attaching him to the ceiling. Let me try to think of a good insult. I've seen stronger hair on a bald man. And I'll swing.
You guys there?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, I am muted, and I've been talking over here, talking all this crap. All right, so I don't know what the last thing you heard was, but I thought that I don't even know when I got muted. Did I tell you got a +1 from your jibe?
I did not hear the
I-
plus one.
From the
Oh, okay.
jive.
I gave you.
I rolled and then I heard nothing.
All right, yeah. So I gave you a +1 for the jibe, but it wasn't enough. The head kind of bounces, and the hair shifts out of the way of the blade, and in your minds and out of the voice from the massive head. Don't you know I've always been better than Goad? His jibes cannot touch me. All right, so Mondor.
I'm just going to cast Magic Shield to protect myself a little bit here.
Okay. Let's do it.
18.
Ooh, that looks like a good roll.
+4 AC for 1d3 turns.
Perfect. So roll a d3. Ringo.
All right.
Okay, well, since Dusk seems to be going after the beautiful tresses on top of the head, I'll focus on the short and curlies and attack the sort of withered body.
The short and curlies. That means something else to me.
No,
Or
it
maybe,
doesn't.
okay, it means the same thing. All right. He doesn't have hair on his feet like you do.
Well, we can't all be as well endowed as I am.
That is true. All right, so go ahead. All right, another critical. So that hits.
But
Yeah,
also
fumble.
a fumble.
Oh, and a fumble. Yeah. So which do you want to do first?
Oh, God.
Well, Team Spirit means I need to do the crit first in case the fumble kills me.
Okay, I like
Yep.
it. Would you say 3 is your table?
Yeah, 3.
All right, go ahead. 7. All right, so it looks like you actually, like, how much damage? You go ahead and roll your damage as well. So 2 points. So it looks like where you had tried to stab, there were some tresses that were hanging off, and they looked like they were getting ready to form into something that would harm you. But you chop it, and it chops into part of the withered body below him. But nothing really spectacular occurs.
Nice. And then I fumble.
Yep.
All right, so that's not listed on the sheet, so go ahead and let me know what to roll, I guess.
Are you wearing armor?
What do you do for me? I am not.
So your fumble die will be a d4.
Yeah, D4.
If you have a minus to your luck, it adds, I believe, to that.
Now I have a bonus to my luck.
So it subtracts.
So it subtracts.
All right. You're incompetent below. The same thing that happened to him. Everyone laughs at you. So that one, almost falls out of your hand as the hair, falls down like in a barber shop on the ground below the withered form of Kernib's body. Awesome. So I think it's his turn now. Is that right? He didn't like it that you did that. So you can see like some hexagonal type of thing starts to form in the air around him. Oh wow, natural 20. So he creates his own magic shield. What's a 24? Oh, I see. Here it is. So he also has a shield around him now. All right, and now I think it's Dusk's turn.
Yes. Dusk says to Carnib, Goad will not take that lying down. Everybody knows that the sword is mightier than the hair. And she'll swing again.
All right, I like it. I'll give you a +2 just for using Goad's name, maybe. A 7. So that it bounces off of this mystical hexagonal shield, like some kind of prism almost around him, but it's made out of hexes, and it disseminates around it, and it doesn't make it through. Mondor
takes out his dagger. He begins to slice off his eyelids.
Oh boy!
As he casts the sleep spell.
Okay.
I am burning. I might just go full burn here, if you allow that.
I don't care.
So burning down strength, agility, and stamina to 3 each, and that'll give me +18.
Okay.
38.
You're gonna put us all in a magical sleep, aren't you?
I think I did kind of go overboard there.
Oh boy.
This has happened before.
Yeah, it has happened. Well, I judged.
So all creatures within 500 yards.
Jesus.
All right, so natural slumber to all things. The caster causes the world around him to slow and sleep. So everyone was moving, and slowly you guys all freeze, fall into a slumber. Creatures of 4 or fewer hit dice receive no save.
That'd be us.
Oh, this guy has less than 4 as well. You can hear you can hear like the flying moths and the stuff. The droning ceases as you guys all fall into a sleep.
Oh no.
All right, so I guess that's it. You guys are all asleep. Good game, guys. Endlessly as Dusk is sleeping, Goad continually continues to talk excessively about pulp age, almost Appendix N books. And that's as the scene closes on our heroes.
I guess whoever wakes up first wins.
Yeah, that's it. But I mean, it says that you're going to sleep for ever until something magical happens.
Wow.
Until a specific interrupt condition occurs, the new moon rises or 100 years have passed. Only powerful magic can end the effects sooner.
Oh God. Whoops.
That is Dungeon Crawl Classics.
You never spell a word too much on sleep, I guess.
He never learns his lesson.
I like it. So this isn't the first con game you've ended this way, I'm assuming. Or just let other GMs do it differently.
No, I GM'd the campaign game where this happened to me.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I don't remember how we got out of that one, but yeah, it somehow did not end the campaign somehow. But yeah, man, that was fun.
The person who casted it kept making, I think,
Kept making saves or something, and eventually saved enough
to whisper what they thought the interrupt condition was to me, which I was able to somehow do in my sleep. And eventually, after like 50 years or something, we woke up.
Wow. All right. Nice. So yeah, what you guys want? I mean, obviously it's done a little early, but not too much, I guess, half hour. What did you guys think of the Halfmen of Hirsute Hollow? Usually, what I do is I go around and ask each person to say like a high and low of what they thought of the game. So, what did you think, Amanda?
No, I liked it. I wish we'd had a chance to like investigate, what the heck these guys were, and like find out more about like the things in the room. I was gonna investigate the stone tablets, but didn't get a chance to before he got bored with it.
Yeah, any lows other than technology is always a low. It seems like.
Yeah, that was about it. Like the Discord cutting out when you're describing stuff, and then I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, I mean, and the fact that we lost like half the group right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that was definitely a strange thing that happened. All right, it looks like I got Eric next. Eric, what do you think?
Oh, I enjoyed it. In fact, I ordered it earlier this week, but it hasn't showed up yet. So I do think it's interesting that because it was just the three of us that we made choices that a larger group may not have made, such as like bind the crab and run or stealth through that chamber with the worm or whatever. Larger groups, even at this level, might have decided to try to fix that in a martial way, but we elected not to.
If you are wearing metal, so those moths, they attack people with metal because they eat metal. So if you have metal on, they will attack you, and so that can change that. And they're actually pretty nasty. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I've ran this adventure with 10 people before, and obviously there's going to be more crabs, or there's going to be more half-men, or different. You never know what happens. You never know, right? So I just do whatever they decide to do. What did you think, Kevin?
Well, my kind of highlights actually are kind of two. One is just the description of the cilia and the hair and how that like he's hanging from it and everything. I thought that was kind of cool imagery. The other thing was just the reference to Jeff Goode was pretty funny. Because I actually. Yeah, I mean, the sword goad, I had heard legends of it before, I guess. So,
oh, really?
That was cool, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think he might have talked about it on Spellburn. So I don't know if you guys realize, but Nuliaj Kernib might be an amalgam of Julian's name as well.
It might be, yeah.
It might be. It could be, but any resemblance to anything real in this adventure is purely coincidental.
Yeah, just the randomness of DCC, yeah.
That's right. Or the Mr.
I wish I'd had a little more time with that Goodwater robot van.
Yeah. All right. I won't keep you guys. Maybe you have another game. I really appreciate you guys signing up.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
Thanks, Hobbs.
Yeah, thank you for running it.
Yeah, it was. It's my pleasure. And like, you can get this on the Goodman Games website if you want to buy the adventure, or it's like $3.95 or something on.
I do have a question, actually. So what is the stuff that he's collected? I mean, are there any other stories behind that besides the references to possible references?
Well, I drive the Mr. Goodwater van, obviously, so that's a reference to me. And though the suit was, that's it, just the suit. When I first wrote this adventure, I hadn't read Frozen in Time yet, so I didn't know that it was even a time traveler that did that. So it's kind of funny that I wrote the same thing. Very obviously, very different in tone, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know. It was fun. This is really maybe the second DCC adventure that I ever wrote. This is one was released though, I guess. But yeah, I hope you guys have fun with the rest of the con. And I'm sorry about the weirdness in the beginning. Like I say, I have no idea what's going on with that. But we'll wrap this up. We'll wrap up the show, and I will put it out on my YouTube channel, and it'll be here too. You guys can tell people I didn't put your pictures up. I mean, if I knew there was only gonna be 3 people, I would have probably tried to put cameras up, but it always seems to make it harder. So usually for the con adventure, I don't do that. I ran a game at Gary Con as well, and at first it was not working because of that, and then I just got rid of all the cameras, and everything seems to work pretty well.
It
So
complicates things sometimes. Yep.
yeah. So anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this little trip through Mr. Hobbs's gamerhood. I had a blast. I'm very glad that I did it, and I hope you guys had some fun watching. Appreciate all the people in stream. Looks like we had Brent Taylor. I'm in chat now, and Thaddeus Moore, the VIP of the gamerhood. Anyhow, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't.
It's out about thunder, but don't despair.